So this Asian burdock salad that we're about to do, I came up with as an aperitif for a way to use gobo or burdock root, which is incredibly good for you. It's known to be tonifying and helps your blood be cleaned by your liver and the relationship between your liver and pancreas. And it also is a glycemic index regulator. So basically it'll slow down the dumping of sugar into your system. So as long as you're eating whole grains and really healthy foods, that won't matter so much, really, theoretically anyway. But today we have so many processed foods, and there's so many sugars in things, and we get addicted to sugar, so we end up having too much. So burdock is a good way to slow down the dumping of sugar into your blood, because it helps even flow of sugar through the relationship with your liver and pancreas and your glycemic index. And it's also the lead ingredient in Essiac tea, which is an anti-cancer tea that is originally grown up in Canada by a Native American tribe, and it was studied by a lady whose last name is Case, which is Essiac spelled backwards, how it got its name. But it is, the lead ingredient is burdock root, and then it's turkey rhubarb, sheep sorrel, and slippery elm bark. Those are a tea that are made, and you brew them into dark bottles and drink it with purified or distilled water when you get up in the morning before you go to bed at night. And that's an incredible immune enhancing tonic that a lot of people recommend for if you're fighting any type of cancer. But what we're going to do with it today is turn it into a salad. And people always say, what does burdock look like? So I love to be able to say, now I can say it looks like this. But it's a little bit difficult to work with. Usually you don't get such big pieces. Here in California, we're pretty fortunate. This one here is even larger. And I couldn't believe it when I saw this, because I've never seen one actually this big. This is a Burdock Julienne's dream. But I'm going to do it with the smaller one here just to show you, because this is going to make it look a little bit too easy. So what you're going to do is basically you're going to pickle the burdock root in rice vinegar. And this is seasoned rice vinegar. And what you need to do is you need to cut the burdock. You'll see how fast it oxidizes. I have a couple pieces here that I've cut the ends and the skin off of, and it's slowly turning brown. When I cut the end off of this piece here, it'll be nice and white. And you'll see how fast the burdock root oxidizes while I work with it. And basically I just like to take chunks that are the same size, and then I go ahead and work the outside of the root off by cutting skin, trying to remove all of any dirt or less desirable parts of the burdock. And then I go ahead and set it aside. And it will go fast, so I usually just do 2 or 3 chunks at a time. I mean, it'll oxidize fast, so I do 2 or 3 chunks at a time until I get them in the vinegar, and then the vinegar will start to actually bleach out or preserve or stop the oxidation of the burdock. So look at the color now of the burdock. It's already turning really brown. So I just take really thin slices this way, and then go ahead and stack them on top of each other. Go back over them. And each time I get like one chunk done, before it oxidizes, I like to take it and put it in the bowl and then put a little shot of rice vinegar over it. And notice the color now still looks kind of brown. The rice vinegar is going to actually, you can already see it starting to turn a little bit lighter in color. I'll go ahead and continue to julienne more chunks. And what you do is, I like to serve it as an aperitif or an hors d'oeuvre. And basically what you do is just put a small amount into a bowl prior to a really nice Asian meal. We'll be ready to start to add some of our other ingredients. But you can see that starting to get a little bit lighter. It's not looking as dark. It's looking more pickled and lighter in color. It's the acid in the vinegar turning it white again and stopping the oxidation of the burdock, which is what we want. We want that oxidation in your body. We want you to be assimilating this burdock root, and the whiteness being preserved and pickled is going to be assimilated and broken down by the enzymes in your stomach and help your liver and pancreas deal with whatever they are dealing with. Whether it's normal life and beautiful sunshine and absolutely no antigens or antibodies or allergens in your life, or whether you're suffering from a terminal illness, this is only going to help you out. This is enough for really one good healthy serving here, or 2 small ones. And again, it's more of an aperitif, or it could be a top to a salad. I like to just make it, you can make a big jar of it, put it in a quart jar or any size jar, or even leave it in a glass bowl and cover it and leave it you can have it in your fridge for 5 to 7 days, and it just kind of gets better. So then take some scallions, and using mostly just the whites, just go ahead and cut them on an angle or on a bias. And then take some sesame seeds. This is gamasio, which is just sesame seeds and sea salt. I'm gonna put a few. A little bit of some fresh cilantro. Now look how light the burdock has gotten. When we first started, it was really dark. And the roots over here that I cut the skin off of are still slowly oxidizing. But what I like to do is either serve it just like this, or take it and put a small amount of shredded lettuce in a bowl, or shredded cabbage. And that's how I like to serve it. That's the Asian burdock salad with sesame seeds, scallions, and seasoned rice vinegar and fresh cilantro.